Um, we have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords is all about communication and communication that brings light to a situation, gives us clarity and understanding. And I believe that clarity and understanding, because we have the Queen of Coins, which I see as the Capricorn here, looking over at this page. It's basically as if it's saying that you are now understanding something. You're receiving communication that allows you to better understand your situation. And you're realizing, you know what, the passion's just not there, because this Knight is energy, and the Knight of Wands is an energy about passion and creative endeavors, and something about desire, and it's leaving this Knight is leaving the spread. So you're realizing with whatever communication you're getting, you're realizing that the passion's not there, the drive isn't there, the incentive is no longer there. And it brings about this Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is all about, it's a victory. It's a victory in a sense that you have fought through something, you've battled with maybe yourself or with others, but you're going to come out on top. You're going to be victorious. But it requires you to be honest with yourself and realize, okay, whatever I've invested in this situation, it's not panning out the way I desire it to. My passion or their passion is no longer there. The drive, the incentive is no longer there. So I'm needing to be honest with myself and cut through the BS and start anew. And this is something that, like I said, emotionally, it's really challenging for you because you feel as if you've lost something. There's some shame or some guilt associated with this, possibly because you have invested so much of yourself into this. But the sun is shining underneath this Five of Cups. So it's as if it's saying, yes, the sun brings clarity and understanding because it highlights the reading. But it's also saying, this is a hopeful thing. It's meant to happen. This situation is meant to happen. You're meant to see things for what they are, because the sun is a positive card and it highlights the whole reading. So even with the cards that are difficult in the spread, they're not as difficult when the sun appears in the reading. And the sun is saying, it's bringing light, it's bringing joy, it's bringing a sense of hope and optimism. So where you're realizing that the lack of passion is there and that you're needing to move away from something or walk away from something, yeah, there's going to be some feelings of hurt or guilt or shame, but you're also hopeful and optimistic because you realize that with the ending of this, there's a beginning of something new. For some of you, this can be regarding work. You've been working very hard and diligently at your job, but it's just not as satisfying as it once was. And when you decide to walk away from this job, there's a new beginning for you. A new job comes in and it's much more promising. I feel like the pay would be much better and there's more stability and security in this new beginning. This can be involving anything. It could be, let's say you put an offer on a home and it fell through and you're feeling like, I didn't get what I wanted. I know the truth now. I know that it's not going to pan out. However, I remember this is a card of victory as well. And being next to the Sun card, it's saying here that though whatever it is that you're dealing with has fallen through, it's a positive and you need to see it that way. Don't dwell, because something better is coming for you, and we see that with the Ace of Pentacles. It is going to require you to walk away from something, though. Walk away from an offer or an opportunity or a relationship so that this new beginning can come about for you. The Knight of Coins is another energy card, okay? And this Knight is moving into the spread. So it's interesting because we have two Knights on the opposite ends of each other, and it's like, okay, this has fizzled out. We're leaving it. But something new is coming in right away, immediately taking its place. And this offer is more stable and secure because it's a pentacle. So it's something that, it's a slower, the Knight of Coins is a slower moving energy, but he's more stable. He's more grounded than this Knight of Swords. This can even be two separate people. We could be dealing with a fire sign here and an earth sign. I feel you're coming up, though, as the Queen of Coins. You have a decision to make, and you see that here with the Page of Swords. There's a decision to make with this information you're getting. And I feel you're going to make the right decision because you have a victory here. It's a hard victory because it brings about some feeling of loss. But it's something that once you let it go, you're going to gain something much more fundamental, or not fundamental, something much more grand. And you're going to be able to walk away from whatever this was that you're needing to walk away from. Okay? Let's look at it more in depth with these oracle cards. I'm sorry, guys, if I don't make... I hope I make sense. Because my head's really foggy and my ears are popping, and you know how it is when you're sick and your nose is just stuffed up, and ugh. Being sick is like, ugh, it's the worst, right? We take for granted being able to smell and breathe. And you realize that when you're sick. All right, so let's look at this. I want to look at this Page of Swords first. Yeah, so something that you had hoped for, you've been working hard at, even though things haven't been going the way that you wanted it to, because you were working hard at it, whatever it was, trying to make it work. You've had hope in it. But there's some sadness because you're realizing that it's not going to go the way that you wanted it to, so you're having to let it go. However, it does bring about an ending of something, but then the beginning of something new with this Death card. The Death card's all about transformation. So whatever this communication is that's coming into you, know that, yeah, it may bring some sadness, but there's hope. Let's look at this Sun card here. So the Sun card is about clarity in a situation, but also, again, there's a positivity around it, hope, optimism, especially with this Ace of Swords coming out victorious in something. A commitment that we've had in the past doesn't have to be a marriage, but it can be. It can be a romantic commitment, but it can be just a job sense of commitment, or we've made a commitment to, buying a home, or some other financial opportunity or investment, right? But we're receiving some formal communication, either from an attorney or from, the government, or from a bank, or from a boss. And we're realizing that things aren't as we thought they were, because this card is about deception or falseness. So we're realizing that things aren't what they were, so it's bringing clarity again with the Sun card into this situation. But it's also saying here, again, have hope. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. Yeah. So on the Ace of Swords, there's a change that took place. This is the Thief card. You can feel like something was taken away from you, but this can also just be saying there's a change that's unavoidable. It just takes place. However, it's going to turn out good for you because there's happiness about this. And then the Sweetheart talks about you feeling, I want to say there's a positive feeling about this. There's optimism. And again, victory here. So the Sweetheart comes out feeling like emotionally very satisfied, very happy, very content with the way things pan out. I want to look at this Ace of Coins. Yeah. It's a new beginning, new offer, new opportunity. Regarding a home, or regarding our sense of security and stability. It quenches our desire for whatever it is we're seeking, and it's us progressing or moving forward in a new direction, in a better direction, or it could be a physical move into a new home. Okay, so that's your general reading, Capricorn, for the month of, well, for May and June, last 2 weeks of May, and in the month of June. I'm going to move on to the love reading for single Capricorns. And again, I'm using different cards for that. Let me just shuffle here. Oh, we got a card that flew out and it went under my computer. Ace of Swords again. How funny. I'm sorry if the computer shakes, guys. I have the Page of Pentacles, Seven of Rods, Five of Cups, the World card, Three of Wands, the Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups. I gotta tell you guys, then we have the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I shuffle these cards. Even before I turn on the camera, I shuffle and shuffle and shuffle. And then I shuffle on camera. And every reading I've done so far when it comes to the love and romance, this Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, has been coming out for like every sign. It's insane to me. So I don't know if it's planets moving or what's going on, but there's a lot of like fresh beginnings here for a lot of people. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of change going on. And it's in a positive direction, because I feel like the first couple months or several months of it's really required us to let things go and you know, required us to do and work on this transformation within ourselves, and really, like, you know, shed some old skin. And now we're seeing the benefit of that. It's like we're reaping the harvest of all the hard work that we've put into ourselves and our relationships and our lives and our commitments. So a lot of positivity, a lot of good news, and no different for you, single Capricorns, this next 6 weeks regarding your love and relationships. What I'm seeing here is, with the Page of Pentacles, there's an offer that has come in, or that will be coming in to you. And you're on guard because, you know, we have the Seven of Wands here, and this is being on guard, being defensive, standing our ground. So it may be an offer that you're not too happy with, or you don't really desire this partnership in some way. You're just not completely, utterly happy with it. Or you're a little apprehensive about getting involved with this individual or taking someone up on their offer. And I'm seeing that even though you didn't initially want this offer, there's like an internal battle within you, you know, regarding whether or not you should take someone up on their offer. And when you don't and they kind of walk away, there's a feeling of sadness here, like maybe I should have taken them up on that offer, or maybe I should have tried. But what I'm seeing here is, when this person takes back their offer, it's like an ending of a cycle and the beginning of something new for you. And you're reaping something's coming in for you. It's like you've been working hard at obtaining someone else's love, or you've been wishing for a partner and it's finally coming in for you in the course of this next 6 weeks. The Empress underneath that, the Empress is all about things coming to fruition and reaping the harvest. This can talk about pregnancy. So for some of you, you may find out unexpectedly that you're pregnant with maybe a past lover's child, or someone that you're not too happy with or in a relationship with, and you find out you're pregnant. So be careful when it comes to that. The Seven of Swords is a card of deception. So it can be, maybe you won't be completely honest with your significant other that you were in a relationship with, or maybe you're not even in a relationship, but you've just been kind of seeing one another, and you're not going to be honest about this pregnancy. But it's saying here with the Ace of Cups that, if you were honest, there's emotional fulfillment, there's happiness, there's joy coming in involving that. So even though things may seem like a struggle right now or in the next 6 weeks, because there's sadness and then there's fighting or uncertainty around you regarding that, in the end, things are going to work out. So stay optimistic. We have the Ace of Swords here too, so it's saying there's some truth coming to light. There's some communication, or there's some new news that's coming in that may be difficult, but it's going to be rewarding and it's going to be something good for you. Okay. But for those of you who are just single, I feel as though if there's not someone that you've been pining for or desiring, I don't have my tea here, sorry, and you're just single, you're tired of being single, you're waiting for that offer, you're waiting for something to come in. And maybe other offers in the past have come in, but you have turned them down. But you're sad because you're lonely. And there's this internal, like I said in the beginning, there's this internal battle within you because you want to be with somebody, but the offers that you've gotten thus far haven't been to your standard. And you're just feeling like, am I ever going to meet somebody that's worth my while? With the World card here, it talks about endings and new beginnings. So it's an ending of that phase of singlehood and the beginning of a relationship, someone coming in that's worth your while. And we see that with the Three of Wands here, reaping what you've, reaping your rewards with the Empress underneath that as well. And it's going to be a relationship where there's emotional happiness, contentment, and abundance. I feel like if you're a female, this is going to be someone that sees you as someone that perceives you as being very attractive, sexually magnetic, and someone that is a bit mysterious, but that they're very drawn to. If you're a male Capricorn, this is the kind of person that is going to be coming into your life and the person that you're very attracted to. Now, you may feel like you're getting away with something by building this new relationship in a sense. I'm also seeing for some of you, if a love offer has come in that you've declined and you're feeling bad about it now, don't, because I don't feel like that person was completely genuine and honest anyway, okay? But for those of you who are just single and looking, the Seven of Swords to me talks about you just feeling stealthy. You're feeling like, I've finally won her affections, or I'm winning the affections of a woman that I really, really want to be with. Or if you're the female, you feel like you're getting away with something because this person finds you this attractive, and they're really motivated to be with you. And I almost feel like maybe initially you're not going to be upfront with friends and family about this relationship. You're kind of keeping it under wraps for a time, because you want that certainty and that conviction before you open up and tell other people about your relationship. I see you doing that, though, eventually. And this Ace of Swords also talks about cutting through any BS. So if you have any doubts about this person, you're going to get the clarity about their true intentions, and it's going to be a good outcome. You're going to see that their feelings are indeed genuine, okay? I'm sorry, guys. I gotta sneeze. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I hope that makes sense. I try to encompass different things because, some singles, there's someone that they're interested in, and then other singles, they're just happy and single and waiting for someone. So there's different situations in these general readings. If you'd like more specifics, I'd be happy to provide you with a private reading. And again, I'll post my website in the information box below this video. Let's look at this Seven of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Swords is saying that someone that maybe an old friend or an old acquaintance, or just someone that sees you as someone genuine and true, is making making this offer to you. But you're kind of worried of whether or not they're genuine, and you feel like they're trying to get away with something. But the Journey card says that you're going to be moving in a more positive direction, especially because you're traveling towards this Ace of Cups, and you're reaping what you've sown. So you're getting what you want regarding love and relationships. If you've invested in yourself and bettering yourself, you're finally getting that relationship that you want. It's saying trust this individual and know that they have good intentions. And you're going to know that because, again, we have the Ace of Swords here. It's cutting through any BS. So I feel like that card fell out to just remind you, like, don't worry about it. Let's look at the Five of Cups here. Okay, so perhaps you're on guard and a little defensive because in past relationships, you had conversations with others about your agreements or your relationship and the status and the, I want to say, monogamy of your relationships. And that person fell through for you. They weren't honest. They weren't communicating with you. And it made you feel a little trapped, made you feel insecure in that relationship. And so that may be why you have your guard up and you're a little defensive when this new love opportunity does come in. For those of you where that's not the case, I feel like this is just saying there was some communication with someone that you may have been interested in and made a love offer to, or they made a love offer to you, and whatever they were trying to start with you with this Merchant card, this is contracts, agreements, or negotiations. So whatever conversation they had with you about this arrangement, it made you feel sad and it made you feel stuck. It made you feel as if, will I ever find love, or will I ever get the right partner? Let's look at this Ace of Cups. Yeah. So on the Ace of Cups, things turning out very well, okay? Just remember that. Things are going to turn out for you. You're soldiering on, you're moving forward in a better direction because there's a change. This is the Thief card, but it also represents change. So there's change coming about in your love and romance sector of your life. And you're going to find a new sense of faithfulness, loyalty, and stability in a new relationship that perhaps you haven't had in a past relationship.